I'm rolling, you know she rolling with me. Got the power hour just like my name was 50. New cash alert, top 5 trizzy. East side till I die, get north side Philly. Came up slow, but that shit made my patience great. Hotter than all, love me, but they hate me. Peep the handshake, matter than all. You trust it cause you love her, then you hug her. I just smash her off. Get my 20 points from me scoring, and then I pass the ball. Ain't no point in me being selfish, I got no love at all. Jumping off the whip of that foreign, I switch the license plate. When you getting money, it's funny, you getting twice the hate. Download you a copy or stream it, you know that life is good. Lyrics never die, told them lyrics never die. I'll never eat her cake, but you know I love to slice the pie. I'm talking about percentages, stack it till it's limitless. Get it how you living shit, I don't want your forgiveness.
What's going on, y'all? Y'all see your boy. I'm back again. I told you I'm coming to y'all every week to talk about these Niners. Let y'all know what's going on out here. Give my opinion from the game because you see everybody else's opinions on the game, and my opinion ain't as the same as everybody else's. So I'm gonna give my opinion on what I felt like that happened in the game. First and foremost, welcome to Let's Talk Heavy. Your boy Young Heavy is always in the building. I'm around like a ball head. Make sure y'all like and subscribe to the YouTube channel, man. And make sure that y'all also go over to Sports After Dark After Hours. That's also where I be at with my co-hosts Ashley Baker, Chris Lewis, and Mark Gunnels. Make sure y'all definitely like and subscribe to that as well. And make sure y'all follow us on Twitter, man, at Sports After Dark, Sports_. Make sure you follow your boy on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Young Heavy 24. So let's get into the 49ers and the Jaguars game. First and foremost, I was at the game. I took my son to the game. He's a Jaguars fan. Don't understand how he became a Jaguars fan. He's been watching his dad be a Niners fan his whole life. Tried to bring him in. You know what I mean? Do something right for the boy. And he chose to be a Jaguars fan. But I ain't persuading once he became a Jaguars fan. I said, son, if you're going to be a Jaguars fan, stay down until you come up. Ain't no switching sides. Once you pick that side, you stay there. And he loved his team. So I was at the game. My son was at the game. First of all, what y'all need to understand is we make road games home games. I don't know if y'all really believe it. When it comes to the faithful, we make road games home games. I literally thought it was a home game. And I felt it at the hotel. When me and my son got to the hotel room and we was getting ready to go to the game, I'm looking like, oh, it's all these Niner fans in the hotel. Nothing but Niner fans. We get down to the stadium, I see a bunch of red. I'm like, dang, is the Jaguars 6-2? Is this their stadium or is this our stadium? Because I couldn't tell. So, boom. We get in the game. I'm watching the game. I'm like, all right. We take it. Fred Warner, coin toss goal. Tails never fails. He always picked tails. Tails hit. I said, all right, bet. I knew we was going to start on defense. I always feel like the 49ers play better when the defense set the tone. When we start off on defense first, I feel like the 49ers always is going to start off better. I don't know why, but ever since I've been watching them, I can say the last 3-4 years, whenever we start off on defense, that let me know what type of game it's going to be. If our defense come out with the energy we looking for and we get a quick 3 and out, it's like, all right, we're going to come to play today. We go on defense first, get right off the ball. Now, one thing I saw that Steve Wilks did back in this game that I saw through the first 5 games, he brought the 5-2 front back. I didn't see that in the last 3 games that we lost. But in this Jaguars game, he brought that front back. It was very successful in the 5 games that we won. So I said, all right, Wilks brought the 5-2 back. Okay, which makes sense. You got Chase Young now. Put yourself in a position where it's much harder to block us. I seen that. I also seen the energy that Steve Wilks was getting on the sideline when Ambry Thomas made that fumble play. Him and Ambry Thomas embraced each other. I even saw him do the Javon Hargrave sack celebration on the sidelines. You seen the defense's energy much better on the sideline because the defensive coordinator was down there with him. Their coach was down there with him. I said this to y'all last week when we was on the bye that it makes a difference being on the sideline versus him in the booth, and he called one by one on the phone to let you know what y'all seeing, what could be different. Nah, when you down there on the field with them and you calling certain things and they see certain things, you could communicate. You could communicate as a unit on the field together. And you've seen the difference in the camaraderie on the field because that's what, like I said, that's what our defense is used to. They're used to being on the field with their defensive coordinator. They did it with Saleh. They did it with D'Amico Ryans. That's what they used to. So it was great to see. Defense was flying. Chase Young made an impact immediately. Had half of a sack, but it was getting crazy pressure on the quarterback. You can see the difference with uh, Nick Bosa having somebody else on the side. By the way, that Ohio State connection was in business when Chase Young had that half a sack and Bosa got that sack. It ended up being a strip fumble as well that Bosa ended up recovering. But you can see the difference when you have an elite pass rusher on the other side of Bosa now. Now it can't be the chip blocks on Bosa. Now it can't be, oh, we're going to double Bosa. Because now you got two edge rushers that can get to the quarterback. So now that opens even more lanes for Javon Hargrave that had a sack, by the way. Honestly, I think this is the best game that Javon Hargrave has had as a 49er. He was wreaking havoc, had a quarterback sack, had a quarterback pressure that led to an interception. He just was all over the field against the Jags Sunday. Two elite rushers. I want to say Ark Armstead had a sack too, if I can remember. If I can remember, Ark Armstead had a sack too. I don't know, but you could just see with the two elite edge rushers that creates even more one-on-one advantages for Hargrave and Ark Armstead. Also, if you chip block Chase Young, then you can't chip block Bosa, and vice versa. And also, if you try to chip block both of them, then you got to worry about, like I said, the interior pressure. You got to pick your poison. We are really in a position now where you got to pick your poison. And also, it helped our edge rusher depth. Randy Gregory came on the field and was able to get pressure on the quarterback. So now we're back to that 2019 wave where we could come at you in waves. We could come at you in waves, and it keeps our elite pass rushers fresh. It keeps their body fresh. So when they come in, they can go at you. 4 plays straight, 5 plays straight, all gas. No breaks. They can go at you. So it was great to see. Offensively, the offense was back. Brock Purdy, you could see he had his swagger back. That first touchdown pass, it had my blood pressure high, though. It had my blood pressure high. Because as I'm watching the game, he roll out. I'm like, Brock, run, run, run. You got all this room to run. You got all this room to run. He stands still. I said, what the hell is he about to do? He throw that ball. I said, what the? Oh! Like, because I thought he was about to be an interception. But it ended up hitting Brandon Ayuk in the back of the end zone for a touchdown. And Brock knew that was a bad pass. Kyle Shanahan knew that was a bad pass. But you know, if it ends up with a touchdown, ain't nobody gonna say too much about it. But you know, at the end of the day, Brock know he can't put the ball in harm's way like that. It ain't gonna work every time, Brock. It ain't gonna work every time, Brock. So let's not do that no more. Okay? Appreciate you. But it was great to see Brock Purdy back. But that second throw to George Kittle, that 66-yard bomb, he hit the pump fake to IU, and he got hit as he let that joint go and still dropped it in the bucket. Still dropped it in the bucket. By the way, that was great play call designed by Kyle Shanahan. He knew that he was going to have a one-on-one matchup on a safety with Kittle, and I don't care who you are. You put a safety or a linebacker on George Kittle, good night. That's over. It's over with. There's no safety or no linebacker that could cover George Kittle one-on-one. So when Kyle saw that matchup, you had to go to it. And Brock Purdy made the right read, great throw, and the rest was history. Um, like I said, the offense was rolling. It was some times where I was watching the game and I didn't like that Kyle, because one thing about Kyle, when our pass game start rolling, Kyle get pass happy. Kyle want to pass the ball all the time, And the Jags got a good pass rush. There were times where the Jags was getting to Brock Purdy, but they just couldn't get home. Now I think they had like 2 sacks, but they really couldn't get to him. But they couldn't get sacks, but they were getting to Brock Purdy a lot. And I'm like, dog, Kyle, run the ball. Run the ball. There's no point in you passing the ball like that, bro. I get it, the pass game is working, but run the ball. You know what I mean? Christian McCaffrey had 16 carries, but he could have had more than 16 carries. He could have had 20 carries. Or you could do something Kyle called, run Jordan Mason, because Jordan Mason, to me, Elijah Mitchell's cool, but Jordan Mason, he just bring more to the table, man. He got more bursts. He got more explosion. So I think we should run Jordan Mason a little bit more, Kyle. I would appreciate that. I would truly appreciate that. But outside of that, I think offensively, we were great. We were great offensively. It was refreshing to see our offense go down there and run it up. And they tried to give CMC the ball and get him that touchdown. It didn't work, but we tried to do our best. But CMC ain't care. CMC ain't care. As long as we won the game, that was all that mattered to him. So at the end of the day, it was a great win by the Niners. Great win by the Niners. Um, we did what we needed to do. We did what we needed to do. We showed that we are we back? I'll say we are back for that game. It was great. You knew that we needed that bye. I mean that bye. And I said that to y'all a week ago. I said we need that bye to refresh our minds, to rest our bodies. We needed that. And you could saw that we came out like, all right, we ready to go now. And plus we know, like Ayuk said, the dogs come out in November, December. The Niners play their best football in November and December. And we came out like, all right, we know we got to handle business now. Because now these games really matter. Every game matter, but November, December, this is when seeding comes into it. And these games matter. So we needed that. We got another opponent coming up against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We need to handle business. That's a conference game. So we definitely need to win that game. So I love how what I saw from us. Can we build on it? Yes. Will I go back to saying we're the best team in the league? No. We got a stretch coming up where that will let me know that. We got a stretch coming up that will let me know that. We got 3 games that I'm looking at will let me know where we are when it comes to being Super Bowl contenders and if we're the best team in the league. But I can tell you this, if we playing 49er football, I like us against anybody. Anybody. Look at the 5 games we won. Look at the 6 games we won. 5 of them were blowouts. 5 of them. 5 of them were blowouts. When we're really playing 49er football, the score is either 30-7 or 35-12 or what's it, 35-16 or 42-10 or 34-3. If we clicking like that, if we playing our style of football, we're that good of a team. We're that talented. This team knows this. This team know how good it is, but it just had a little moment. I wasn't worried like everybody else when we lost the 3 games in a row. Everybody like, oh, is the Niners over with? People trolling us. Are they frauds? And I'm like, y'all don't realize that the Niners always had roller coasters during the season. We had a roller coaster with Robert Saleh and ended up in the NFC Championship game. We had a roller coaster with D'Amico Ryans and ended up in the NFC Championship game. We had roller coasters during the years. But I will say, when it comes November and December, we lock in and we play our type of football. So great win by the Niners. I'm happy that the faithful, represented the way they did. I'm happy that the Niners represented for your boy while I was in the building. It was great to see. My son didn't like it much, but my son had a good time at the end of the day. And that's all that mattered to me. That was a win to me. Win or loss, if the Niners didn't win, my son had a good time. Even though he wanted to leave when the fourth quarter came around. I said, son, you want to finish watching this game? He said, no, Dad, we could be out. I don't want to see the rest of this. So we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers next. We got to handle business against them. We can't overlook our opponent, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They won last week, but they are struggling. Do I feel like we could win this game? Of course. Do I feel like if we play our style of football, we'll dominate them? Of course. But it's up to them. It's up to them. You know what I mean? But I think this team is locked in. They know what's going on. They know what they got to do, and they know they got to handle business. I'm excited to see what Chase Young look like game 2. You know what I mean? Him and Bosa, that connection going on. I think Chase Young has embraced being here, and he loves being a 49er. He loves what we do. He loves how we operate. You can see when we was coming out with the boombox, Chase Young fit right in, hitting the gritty and all of that. I'm like, oh yeah, he fits right in with this team. I honestly don't see how John Lynch lets him go in the offseason. I can't see it. Can't see it. You got a chance to have 2 bookend edge rushers that are young and in the primes of their career. I can't see John Lynch letting Chase Young go. I don't. He'll find a way. One thing we're going to do, we're going to find a way to keep pass rushers because that's our staple, the defensive line. We're going to find a way to do that. And I feel like we can find a way to keep Chase Young and sign Brandon Ayuk back. I wouldn't be surprised that we find a way to do that, especially while we can milk Brock Purdy's rookie quarterback contract. We can milk that enough where we can keep this team competitive for another 2 to 3 years and compete for Super Bowls. So I don't see Chase Young going anywhere. I see us keeping him, and we're gonna pay him. You know, but let's keep this train rolling, y'all. I like what I see from the 49ers. I like what we doing. I like where we going. And also, let's keep this streak rolling, man. We got a chance to get the number 1 seed, but I'll talk about that as the days go on. So I had to come into y'all quick, talk to y'all about, the gang, Bang Bang Niner gang. Make sure y'all like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. I appreciate the support that y'all always give your boy Young Heavy. And see y'all guys next week, man.